Hey there everyone, Paler here, and welcome back, part 5 of the Dark Souls Remastered Get Good Edition walkthrough guide, all that yada yada yada. Unfortunately this audio is being done in post. My microphone, although it was plugged in, it wasn't working, and anyway, doesn't really matter. It doesn't mean that things are going to be a little more awkward with this one, as it's just not going to be as naturally flowing. So, last episode we went ahead and we finished off the Bell Tower Gargoyles, came back down here, and now we have a little bit of a decision to make. If we were speedrunning the game, rushing it, from here we could head right down below, back down to the, oh, I forget what it's called. Not the depths, it's below the depths. Down where Quelaag is. So this was the first episode, basically where we got this red armor from. That whole area down there is where we'd be going next, though we might want to go get the iron band first so we can run through there a little bit. But the next direct goal would be ringing the lower bell tower, and that is down fighting Quelaag. Since we're doing 100% run through, that is not the route we're going to be going. In this episode, we're actually going to do a little bit of cleanup, and we're going to prepare for the next part where we'll unlock the depths, and then from there we can get the pyromancer, and then probably head out to the woods to fight the moonlight butterfly. But on this episode, we're going to go after two Black Knights. We're going to go after Havel. We're going to clean up the lower part of the city a little bit, and then we'll probably stop about there. I'm running the wrong way here. We're going to head back up top and get through there. So, let's see. What other little chit-chat did I say as we ran through this? Oh, we're going to unlock the sorcerer in here. So if you're looking to do an int-based build, but you didn't choose the sorcerer to begin with, this is going to unlock a way to purchase spells. So even if you did choose the sorcerer, you need this way to choose spells. But it also is going to make it that you can then unlock Big Cat Logan later on, who gives you the really high-end sorcery. So we definitely want to get this guy out of the way too. Heading back up top here, we're going to take our time and we're going to fight the three Balder Knights here. There's several different ways we could loop through here. This is all opened up for us now. But what we mainly want to do is the Black Knight, the first one we're going for is up here. Now I'm going to go ahead and take out these three Balder Knights just for a chance at their Titanite shards. You know, we're still looking to upgrade items, and there's a point of sort of diminishing return. We already looked where the blacksmith Andre will sell us Black Knight shards. No, I'm sorry, not Black Knight shards. Titanite shards for 800 souls. So right now 800 souls is still a fair bit. We're leveling up at 3,800, just under 4,000. It's like our next level up. So we don't want to be spending too many souls on that. So yeah, we'll go ahead, we'll kill these guys. It normally only takes a few swings. This dude is just kind of trolling the crap out of me. It was before I had my morning coffee all the way through me, and I was still waking up. They're not going to drop any, unfortunately, but these guys are good to kill. Once you get them down, they're fairly quick to get through. If you get a backstab in, you can take them down really quick. And our boosted Claymore, it's doing quite a bit of damage to them. Let's go ahead and run up here and take out this second guy. What was I talking about at this point? I don't remember. I can't believe I went to render out this video. I uploaded it into Vegas, and the audio track's there, but it was completely flat. And it was like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. It happens. It happens. Come down here. So this was a little bit of like an optional area we ran into in episode 3? 2? I don't remember. But right here, this corpse that we're kind of standing on top of had a key on it. We definitely need that key in order to go forward the way we're going to go. Also, if you did not choose the thief key, the thief class, or the master key as your gift when you started off, you kind of need to go through this area. In order to get down to Quelaag, if you don't have that master key, you've got to go down through the lower city, down through the depths, down through Blighttown, and then you'll finally get down there. We're going to ignore that crossbow guy. Sometimes he'll jump down, sometimes he won't. We're going to run up here and just take out this dude. Probably get shot by an arrow. Yeah, it tends to happen. It's not a big deal. And then we're going to rest at this bonfire, because the first Black Knight is directly above us, and he does have an ultra great sword. It can wreck your face if you're not ready for it. So we want to make sure that if we do die, we're going to respawn there. We're also going to re-kill this guy right here that just respawned from there, simply because there's a fair chance we're going to want to kite the Black Knight down here where we have a little more room to fight him. But with him out of the way, we can go ahead and... Oh, why am I going over here? I was talking a little bit about the Sunlight Brotherhood. So This statue right here, this is kind of the reason this bonfire exists. So this kind of crumpled statue is later going to be how you go ahead and you can join the Sunlight Brotherhood Sunlight, I forget what it's called, the Sun Bros. This was, I talked about it briefly in the previous episode, I think, where you need a total of 25 faith in order to get that. But that faith required is reduced by 5 for every successful co-op boss kill you do. So if you get summoned into someone else's realm, you do that, they get killed. Then once you have that, you've done that enough that you have the faith requirement, you go out there and you can join that. In fact, there's going to be a small segment of footage at the end of this where I did go and do that. I went and did 3 summons in order to get that done. So there's the Black Knight. He does have that big sword. We're taking it very slow and quietly, and since we have that light armor, we can get a good heavy attack on him right here, which takes him down almost half health. I do try and... No, I don't. I thought I tried to get a big heavy attack in there. So because he has such a heavy sword, it is a massive stamina drain. As you can see, when it hits like a truck, and he does do several combos. We're hoping he drops that sword. If he doesn't drop that sword, it's going to be a long time till we have a chance to really farm it. Unfortunately, he doesn't. Spoilers. But we'll bring him down here. What I'm doing is I'm coming down the stairs. He will follow us down, but it's giving me a chance to get my Estus Flask off. Also, I got a little more room down here to fight him. Take your time with these guys. If you die, it's not a big deal. Right there's the bonfire. You'll come back and be able to fight them and get it done. But he has several combos. The big one is right there. That sweeping combo, if he catches you with that, he launches you in the air, and it does a crap ton of damage, but it's a guaranteed launch. You can't block through it. You have to just sort of dodge it. For now, we'll just circle strafe him until we get a chance to get a backstab on, and finish him off with a leaping attack. They always do drop Titanite chunks, so upgrade materials go Titanite shards, Titanite chunks, Titanite slabs. No, I'm sorry, it goes small Titanite shards, large Titanite shards, then chunks, then slabs. So that's kind of the third highest, so that's rank 15 plus, I believe. We're resting at the bonfire, I think, just to see if it gets us our 1 Estus Flask back. I thought it would. We had not kindled that one yet, so it did not come back. We're going to go ahead and run out here. Right now, the dragon's not above. Because we're at that bonfire, it kind of despawns. It doesn't despawn him, he flies off. But as we're fighting here, we do want to be a little cautious. He might come back. Generally, the trigger for him is further out, but if we let those guys kite back away from us a little too far, he will come. Now we're going to head up this way. Looking around. Yeah, and I'm just explaining here. So if we watch here, you'll briefly see the dragon wing kind of go by right there. Did you see it flapping? So that told me go ahead and dive down in here, which is perfectly fine because now the next bonfire we want to be spawning at is actually the one down here for the upper city. So we're going to roll down here, just rest at this bonfire quick. This will give us our Estus Flask because we did kindle this one here. I'm going to take a drink of water here. So this is going to be the bonfire we're coming and going from for the most part, but for right now we're going to go ahead and we're going to head back up top, draw out the dragon's flame breath, and we're going to unlock what is called the basement. It's the basement key. So this was the key we picked up off of that corpse right at the front of that large gate that I was talking about that you're going to need to open if you don't have the master key. Even if you do have the master key, if you want to go get the Capper Demon, if you want to unlock the Pyromancer and all of that, you're going to need to go through this little run here. You could also go back down below, run around across the bridge where the Taurus Demon was, where you fought the first non-tutorial boss, if you don't want to risk the flame here of the dragon. What I did there was I baited out his breath. Sometimes he'll do another breath fairly quickly, sometimes he won't. For our purposes, luckily it allowed us to run across without a big issue. On the left here is where we would have come down from the Taurus Demon. So that's where the Taurus boss was. On the other side is the door that key will unlock. There's the basement key. This will go down, and this is going to very quickly loop right back around to the bonfire we just rested at, like literally within moments. So this area we're about to head into, for this, you're going to want a fairly fast weapon, probably with a cleaving, like a swing type attack, but you're also going to want a weapon with a thrust attack. I realize it's a little bit of both worlds, but we definitely do want that. We're going to head up the stairs, we're going to open this door. What I was doing there is I was putting my headphones on, and it allowed me to hear somebody running. And what we had triggered was... Go block that guy. That guy, not that guy right there. There's another one that's about to come, I think. Does he follow me? No, right there he is, that guy. So I'll explain here in a moment where that guy came from. But you hopefully this area looks a little bit familiar. This is under the 3 guys that threw the firebomb as you run across the bridge. So the fact that we came up that little stairwell If you remember, there's a guy in this side room right here. Guy standing kind of right where I am right now. Because we came up the stairs just outside that window, it triggered him to run around. So you just got to keep that in mind. If you're going down, I don't believe he will follow you, but if you're coming up, he definitely will follow you. For now, we're going to head up here, and we're going to go after the second Black Knight, and then we're going to go after Havel. Run by these guys. I was commenting here, it's really nice now having a fairly strong weapon. This Claymore really does do some great work. You can see these guys, it used to be, I wouldn't say a problem, but you had to be a little careful taking 3 of them on. Well, now since you can basically just one-shot them, they're a lot more trivial to fight. Head down below. We're not going to worry about the firebomb guys. They might drop a firebomb or something for us. They're out of the way. We're not going to worry about them. Just going to run in here to trigger the spear dude. And then come back around. Come on. Oh, yes. This is so weird doing this post-commentary. Hopefully it's obviously not going to be as good, but hopefully it gets the job done. I ended up triggering both guys anyway because I went too far down the stairs, but it's fine. And again, these guys are one-shottable. It makes these all so much easier now. In one little kick, I can basically dislodge his shield and strike him down right before we take half of his health off. But you can clearly see the damage. The guy that used to roll the barrel down is now going to run down and get us. And we'll take care of him. And then down on the right is the second Black Knight. This Black Knight has a, rather than the Ultra Great Sword, he just has the Black Knight Sword. So this is more of a quality weapon. For our build, this is actually probably better if it drops. So these Black Knights that we're fighting right now, the one that we just did before, this one right here, these guys are similar to the Boar, similar to the Enchanter, the big knight dude that was guarding the second Firekeeper soul that we got. These guys only spawn once, so once we've killed them, they're gone. When they die, they're guaranteed to drop their that Titanite chunk. I'm pretty sure that's guaranteed. We'll see here. But there's a chance they will drop the weapon they're using, their shield, or a piece of their armor. These guys didn't drop anything. The reason this is a little bit of a thing is there is another point where we can get these, but it's not until very late game. Very late game, there's an area in particular, just showing off that ring we just picked up. Boost defense when HP is low. Not the best ring. Generally, you're not going to be wanting to run around with your HP low, so having more defense when it's there isn't the most usable thing. But since we don't have any better rings, we'll go ahead and equip it. Now we're going to head up and go fight Havel. What was I saying? So there is an area where there's about 8 of those Black Knights, and you can fight them generally 2 at a time, that they do respawn. And those Black Knight weapons are really good. So there's the Ultra Gate Sword, there's the Halberd, there's the Black Knight Sword, and then there's an axe. I think it's like a Great Axe or Ultra Great Axe or something. They're generally all very heavy weapons. They're intensive in terms of the stats they require, but they have some of the best damage in the game. And if we could get any of them, it would be absolutely great. I'm not good with the axe. What I'm showing you here right now is one of the things, like when this barrel, when you first come through here and the barrel goes to roll down the stairs, if you don't turn around and run back down, you can roll off to the side there and there's a little ledge down there. Well, if you roll off to that side, you'll then end up having to come back down through this lower part right here where I'm just standing now. Basically, you got to jump down that little platform, come in there. And what that does is there's a trigger in there for that Black Knight. So if you end up rolling off that left little ledge there where there's no railing and then going around, you have to fight that Black Knight. You got to get around him. You could kite him away and just try to get by him, but it's a bit of a trap. Better to do it the way we did it originally and just back off so that the barrel rolls past you. All right, here we go. We're going to go fight Havel. Havel's intimidating. Now, he's definitely killable. You're just going to have to use the backstabs and everything. I've done this with guys that are like rank 10. You know, barely been leveled up. Basically, the first time through here, before I even went up and fought the Taurus Demon, I've come down here and fought Havel. You got to be very careful, though. You can see Havel, what he has is a giant two-handed mace. It's actually a dragon bone. That's what it's called. So it's like the leg bone of a dragon or something that he's trying to wreck you with. And if he hits you, there's a fair chance it's going to one-shot you, especially if it connects directly on you. Luckily, the swing's generally a little slow, so you want to kind of bait it out a little bit. Keep circle strafing him, bait it out, and then get the backstab in. Having this Claymore, it means we can go ahead and we'll get killed. What I was going to say is it's going to take about 8 backstabs to do. What happened there was I thought I had the backstab, so I went for the attack, but he was already turning. I missed the backstab. His swing came out, and yeah, it just absolutely crushed me. But that is why we rested at this bonfire, so we do need to run back there and get that guy down. let's see, while this is going on, we're clearing through this stuff a little bit again, because we probably could have just kited these guys, but better play it a little bit safe. We do want to get those souls back. So, the way we're going to be proceeding through this is we're going to use this episode here to clear up some odds and ends. We're going to pick up some of this gear. Havel's going to give us a really good ring. At that point, we're going to go down and we're going to go past the Capra Demon boss. The Capra Demon boss is the one that actually gives us the key for the next quote-unquote zone we want to go into. But we're not going to fight him this turn. We might go back in there. I haven't decided entirely for the next episode what I want to do yet. If it's going to be go in there and fight him, he's a pain in the butt. So the Capra Demon himself isn't much of a boss. In fact, later on, similar to the Taurus Demon, he's just a normal enemy that you're going to fight a bunch of. But they put him in this small, like 10 by 5 room, so about 10 feet deep, 5 feet wide, that you have to fight him in. And it's him. He has a large two-handed weapon in both hands. Weapons that you kind of got to dodge roll away from. You can block some of them. He's not like Havel, where it's just like an absolute beast of a weapon. They are blockable, but they're going to eat up a good bit of your stamina. But in addition to him, he has two dogs. Two of these dogs that we're going to see here in a little bit that jump around, and they're a real pain in the butt to deal with. So you're in this small room. You have two fast dogs that like to put bleed attacks on you, and then this big guy with two large weapons in his hands that you can block, but you don't want to be blocking. So it's an annoying fight. This was like my first time through actually completing the game. Was probably one of the fights that gave me the most trouble. And it's kind of funny for how early on it is in the game. Now with our weapon damage, what we have, we'll probably be okay. The dogs, if we catch them, and there's a fair chance to catch them as they try to dodge away just because of the size of the room. If we catch them with one swing, that should kill them, and that'll leave us just us versus the Capra Demon. And once you're down to that point, it's not too bad. So we've recovered our souls. Let's go ahead and now let's kill Havel the correct way. Just you gotta take your time. The swing's faster than you think at first, but it does leave time in order to dodge it. And generally, as long as you just keep circle strafing him, you will get out of the way of it. He does have the one big swing, and this was what killed us last time, where it looks like it's unloading forward and then it turns very sharply. But as long as you continue to circle even as it turns, it'll miss you in general. So that's generally just stay moving, keep going. I don't know if the shield would actually block it. If you have a heavy enough shield, you can keep from dying from one of his hits, but you're better off just straight up avoiding it. Right there was another one. We're just going to continue on. Now we got kind of the pattern down. Havel takes a few tries. If you're not going to be going for heavy weapons or heavy armor, you don't really need to fight Havel right now. But since we are going to be looking to put on the Zweihander and some other armor in the future, get out of this caster gear, we definitely do want to engage him. We're just going to back off, bait out the attack, and go. He does have a 1-2 combo. I don't think we see it here. I'm just trying to draw him away from the wall a little bit so I can continue to circle him. Come on, dude. You're dead. Havel, I don't believe will use Estus. So a lot of the other humanoids, we've seen a lot of the Hollows do it. The Balder Knights will do it. That large dude that was guarding the soul from the Firekeeper, they'll Estus if you give them a chance to. Here we're just showing the rank. So what Havel's ring does is it boosts your maximum equip load by 50%. So we're going from, we had like 63.6, so it's giving us another 31.5, give or take 32 extra equip load that we can put on. So putting that on now, without changing our gear, we've gone from the middle roll to the very fast roll, and that's good to have. That's better, in my opinion, to have than extra defense when your HP is low. So we're going to equip that on for now. This we're opening up, so down here, this is the Darkroot Basin. There is a fairly big boss down to our right there, some big golems. We're just going to open that door up so it's open, ready to go, and then we're going to head back up top here and head back out. We're now going to go back to that shortcut that we did before that came back up to the bonfire. We're now going to go down through the area. So I was saying before that we're going to want a weapon with a sweeping attack that's fairly fast, but also that has a thrust option. The Claymore is going to work great for that, because our heavy swing is a thrust attack, our light swing is that sweep. Now is when we actually need that. I was a little early on that. Again, post commentary, yay! By which I mean boo. Ugh, it happens. It's just strange that it happened on episode 5, but I caught it now. So yeah, we're in this room here. We could run across the bridge back to the bonfire. I think I hold up and I'm like, you know what? I have 9 Estus. I don't need more than 9 Estus. Might as well go down through there. If we die, we're going to respawn there anyway. So yeah, we're going to come on down here. I was showing off that we wanted the swing attack weapon. That gate door really needs to be on the other side. It tries to push you off the edge as you come back down. So on the left there is where we came down from the bridge with the dragon. We're going to come down here, and now we're going to run into the first of the dogs. So these are the dogs I was talking about that will be, 2 of these will be with the Capra Demon. So they jump at you, and if you watch real quickly, my shield's up so it's not applying much, but if they hit you, they apply, right there, you see a real little bit of a bar that forms on my character. That's a bleed bar. So the way bleed works in Dark Souls is if that bar gets all the way up to the end, it's one big hit of damage. It doesn't actually apply like an effect over time that bleeds you. That's poison. Poison will apply an effect over time. Also, there's another one beyond poison. We're looking here. There's a door we can open. We can read our text.
Please let me out of here. Somebody, anybody, help me. Unlock the door. Damn, I'm finished. How did this ever happen?
So this gets unlocked with the residency key that was dropped by the vendor that we stabbed in the back in episode 2 that dropped the Uji Katana. This is why I said if you don't kill him to get the Uji Katana and you leave him there as a vendor, you want to at least buy the key. That residency key opens this door, which allows us to get this guy. This is the sorcerer. So he's going to go ahead and after we talk to him, he's going to head back to the Firelink Shrine, at which point we can go there and we'll be able to buy sorceries from him. We can buy a catalyst from him. I think we can rank up our catalyst, but no, that's still with the blacksmith, I think. But we can buy sorceries from him. Later on, he also gives us a bit of like an inside quest to unlock a more advanced sorcerer. So if you're going to go a spellcaster path with your character, you definitely want to unlock this guy here. So I was just re-talking with him. He'll get out of here. Then we're going to roll into this corner here where that corpse is in the barrel. And that corpse is going to drop the starting sorcerer class stuff. So we gotta loot it. We'll get the sorcerer gear, and come on, hit A. There we go. And the sorcerer's catalyst. So that's the starting gear. We're gonna hang a left here. There's a 1 item. There's a double humanity down here. So what that is, it's just a consumable that supplies you with 2 humanities rather than 1. Can come in handy. Yep. Kill that guy. Roll away. These guys all have fire. They'll burn you pretty good. Especially like these being the hollows. I'm sure by now you've gone through the hollows. So like that attack there where they kind of run at you, if it catches with your shield down, it hits you 4 or 5 times and it does the base damage, but then it also does the fire damage in addition to that. The more dangerous one though is the one where they kind of stand and they just swing like 12-15 times in a row. So we'll kill them. We'll grab this dual humanity, twin humanities, that's what it's called. Come around and head back up top. What I was doing here is I was looking up. We're kind of underneath. Right now we're underneath so that's the bridge where you run across and they throw the firebombs down. Part of this here you can look up and you'll actually see the guys. So episode 2, where you're moving through and there's that little side area down and around that we went, got us to the crossbow, but there were guys like hanging on the edge of the building on the railings. This, you can look up and you can see them actually hanging there, I believe, from down here. That's a different bridge. It's further ahead. I end up forgetting about it, but that is all the upper area we were in before. This is one of the little things that I really love about Dark Souls. The level is dimensionally connected and it's not faked. Heavy attack on the door. Going to come on this side, heavy attack on this door. This is why we went the thrusting weapon. And you can swap out your weapon. So if you don't have a weapon that does both, we're going to do that. What's about to go on here is there's normally an ambush. And there's still an ambush. As we come down here, that door kicks open and this little like rogue character is going to come out of here. So what happens is you move forward, that door kicks open, so does the door on the left and the right. And you end up getting kind of ambushed by 3 rogues all at once from different sides. And these guys individually are not that dangerous. But if they can get behind you, they do a backstab. And by backstab, I mean they climb onto your shoulders and they slit your throat. And it does a lot of bleed damage. All of the enemies in through this area here apply bleed damage. The dogs, the rogues, and that's basically all that's in here. But it's dogs and rogues, and they will apply bleed damage. We're going to come down here, and we're going to trigger another ambush. But we're going to use the narrow alleyway, the terrain of this, in order to kind of force them into fighting us on our terms. So as soon as we trigger that, we're going to head back up here and just get around this corner. They will throw throwing daggers at you. So as you're running away, they'll sometimes throw daggers at you and and bleed you with those daggers. You just gotta be a little careful. The move he's doing right there, where he kind of had the sword up in an on guard position, or his dagger up in his on guard position, he was trying to bait me into parry. Or bait me into attacking where he would parry me, and he would definitely parry me. This is similar to the Balder Knight with the rapier, where he kind of holds it straight out in a fencing position. That's his version of that. Don't attack when he's doing that, or give him a kick rather than attack to knock him out of it. But make sure you kick and you don't accidentally swing, otherwise it's gonna cost you a good bit of HP. It's going to hurt. 2 more dogs. We're gonna backtrack here. Go ahead and loot this item. Just a soul. In one of these rooms, that room right there, this is the thief's gear. So that's the thief mask, armor, and the little shield. We already have that whole set because that's what we started at. That was our starting set. That is the fog wall to the Capper Demon. That's right, yeah. That's the boss. Boss. I'm doing boss in air quotes. He's a boss, but he's not a boss. We're gonna ignore him for now, though. We're gonna go down and we're gonna lock the shortcut back to this area. Come down here. There's a little bit of an ambush. There's a guy on the left, and we hit the. Unfortunately, we didn't kill him because we clipped the wall with the end of our sword, which kind of stopped our swing. Go ahead and take care of that guy. And then we're going to head up here. So, right here on the right is going to be the door to the depths. For now, the door is locked. In order to get the key to open the door to the depths, we need to kill the Capper Demon. There is a little soul over here we're going to pick up. So, the key to the depths, the main reason that I'd recommend for most players to get it is the pyromancer's in there. So it's going to be, if you want to level up pyromancy, which you probably do, that's going to be the way to go. There's also the initial blacksmithing embers in there. There's a whole lot of souls to be acquired in there. There's one of the most intimidating bosses in terms of looks, but he's actually super easy to kill in there too. So we'll go through that area here, maybe not next video, but the video after that, and that'll give us a really good boost to our level. We'll be able to gear up. We'll definitely be using the Zweihander by the end of that. Just showing a little vendor here that has transient curses, so this is something we might need to buy later on. These are allow us to attack those ghosts. Homeward Bones, always nice to be able to have a few of those. There's also some things here for curing poison, blight, other different status ailments. There's a point where when we go into Blight Town, where we might need some of those too. There are ways of acquiring them from drops. It just requires a little bit more. We can head back up here. And this is going to unlock our way right back to the Firelink Shrine. And realized here when I was running up, we hadn't gone through this way backwards. Back episode 2, we came in and we killed the rat, and I got talking about using the sword and how you might not want something that swings wide and narrow corridors. It occurred to me I never went back in and picked up that lost soul, so whatever, makes mistakes. But I'm just demonstrating that point that I was demonstrating at the very beginning, episode 2 about that. And then we're going to come out and we're going to demonstrate it in practicality in an annoying way. Yeah, okay. Not the best weapon for this. We only have to fight 2 weak guys, and 1 hit will get them, even if we just nick them, so we'll get rid of those guys. And head down to the bonfire. I realized like halfway through this, I'm like, why am I fighting these guys? I don't need to fight them. They're super weak. I don't think they will follow. I'm wrong. They will. Some of them will follow. There's a guy down here. That guy there. Here's where I'm like, I'll just run by him. I don't need to worry about it. They will fall. We'll come down here. There's the sorcerer dude. Sorry about that. That was forgot to silence my phone. And I'm going to hear him with my headphones on. I hear this other guy walking up behind me. So, halfway through this discussion, I'll be, oh, there he is. Go ahead, we'll kill him. The sorcerer doesn't even flinch. We'll turn back around, finish talking to him. He's asking us if we are interested in learning sorceries. We're going to say yes. We're not really interested in learning sorceries. Once we unlock the pyromancy, I'll explain the difference between why you might want to choose sorceries, miracles, or the pyromancy stuff, or you might not want to do any of it. One of them is generally good. Having one option that's a little more magical is good to have for just about any build. We're just looking through here. There's a few things, like we do have enough int for basically all the base level stuff. Something that we might want to use is magic weapon. You know, wouldn't be terrible to have. So what that is, it's a 5-use spell that applies like a 90-second buff to your weapon, similar to the lightning that we applied when we fought the Taurus demon, that just adds more int scaling. And since we do have some int, it's not like we're at 0, we have at least 16 int. Applying that would give us another, 30, 40 damage on our weapon. It's not a huge amount, but it is something. So yeah, it's something to consider getting if we want to. But for now, we're going to hold off. We want to save our souls for that. He sells some rings that boost sorcery. He's a good guy to have if you want to go down that sorcery path. Sorcery is really strong for cheesing the game. It's a really good set to use for your first time in. I'm just running up here to see if there's, in the near future, there's going to be 3 additional NPCs that spawn in this area here. I was just looking to see if they were there yet. They are not. I forget what exactly triggers them. I think it's going down into the depths, maybe. But yeah, that's going to basically finish it up. We're going to rest here. I'm not going to spend my souls, mainly because I couldn't cause myself to level out of being summoned up above for the bell tower gargoyles, right? So I want to do that co-op up there, and there's kind of a window that you can be summoned. If you're like more than X levels above someone, they won't be able to see you to summon you. Same way if you're X levels below them. So I'm just going to hold on to my souls for right now. We'll edit that footage in here. I'll show just one quick run through of that. But until next time, this has been Power. Thanks for watching.